Hello everyone. Today we are joined by Melzhet after MKOI's loss to KC 1-2. So first, Melzhet, how are you feeling after this very tight series and overall this hard weekend, right? Because from the
hmm
get-go you had to face the two best teams in your group, right?
Yep. I'm feel fine. I didn't come with any expectations this week. The objective was to rest after the long schedule that we have from MSI and EWC. So we only screened 4 days, and today we came to this series like with the idea of okay, getting back slowly and ramp up to playoffs. That is the objective. So I'm fine. I think. We were close to win this last game,
Yeah.
and with that, with the series, and it will be a 2-0, which it will be fantastic because then we get both objectives at the same time. But I'm fine. Like, I don't care too much.
Okay. To come back on that, KC and MKOI rivalry, right? I think like this rivalry has grown a lot in the league, especially because of that spring narrative where you took their crown and you knocked them out 2 times.
Mhm.
So how important is it for you that the LEC is renewing itself, with new teams competing at the top, but also like new rivalries emerging, right? And are you
Mhm.
actually like enjoying being part of something that huge?
I mean, I enjoy because I really like to shut mouths, and I think Casey speak big, so I think it's really funny, and I think it's really interesting for the also the crowd or the fans. So I think it's really positive for the league. I think it's also really positive that people like Kalis, Bloody, and new players comes and they play at this level because I think they can grow so much. So I think it's really good for the region.
Would you say that MKOI and KC are the best teams in the league right now? Because do you think this is most
Mhm.
likely the LEC final we will get in Madrid?
Not sure. I think
Okay,
G2 is there too. I
okay,
think G2 is a strong contender. Also, I don't know right now what's the ceiling of Fnatic with Poby. I don't know if they are going to have a higher ceiling or a lower ceiling. But again, I think it's a four-team
region, yeah,
competition.
yeah.
Maybe Giants gets there if they manage well the pressure and all of that, because I think they are doing a great job too. But I think to be the best, it will be just in what moment who's the team that is the stronger, I will say.
Okay. So come back a bit on your international campaign. I heard you from your interview with Esports Maniacos that you wouldn't let your team rest for the split. I know fatigue can be an important factor, especially with you guys willing to play at Worlds, I imagine. So aren't you afraid that your player might be a bit exhausted without a break until the middle of October?
Yeah, I spoke with my performance coach,
Yeah.
and we were thinking, okay, we can rest for EWC and then take lightly because it's a not that important tournament, but we thought that it was a great opportunity to keep learning.
Okay.
So we didn't stop to train. Then now we did 2 weeks doing nothing.
Mhm.
So we have only 4 days. And the idea is have now an intense training on what we learn from MSI and the EWC so we can compete well at Worlds. So yes, maybe we are exhausted, but I don't see any other way to compete versus them. So I prefer to have that shot than have nothing.
And actually, I guess you took a lot of international experience, as you said. And I
Yep.
guess, and like, what would you say was the main takeaway you had from this experience? Either it was something like specific gameplay wise, or more of a management thingy. Like, yeah, without saying too much, what was the most important thing that you learned?
I mean, a lot. I felt like, I mean, so far in my career, I've only been in 3 internationals, so
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
a
already
guy
much.
with.
It's already much in JLC, to be honest.
I think it's still so low,
Yeah,
like for people like Grabs, probably they have, I don't know how
yeah,
much.
Gilan too. Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like literally international are cheat codes.
Okay.
When you go there, you learn so much that if you are able to translate it then to LEC and learn those skills, your level goes so high. Like I felt like it happened in Worlds, and I feel it happened right now. We understand better how to play early game, the tempo, and all of that. We still do mistakes because I think it's we spend so much time doing the bad habits that
Hmm.
it's hard to to get away from them. That I think this game it showed. We were so ahead, and then we just engaged on bot when Cork is going to rotate from mid. It's really bad, and we gave him 4 shutdowns. Then we saw on top when Atakan is up, so we are late. We give Nashor because we are not controlling the right correct line of the map. Like so many things that are bad habits that we saw that in Russia we need to erase it, but we still didn't have the time to work on them. But it's like if I can see us fixing all of that, being the best team in the region and being able to compete versus them. So now it's time if we can focus on that and we are not wasting time on scrims or because we are too tired sometimes or we don't want to or we don't feel it or we're not motivated. So it's really important that we take this split really seriously in hard working and improving all those aspects and bad habits.
And speaking like of erasing those bad habits, how do you actually, now that you've experienced 3 international, how do you perceive the gap between us and the Eastern region? Because and what do you think we're lacking to actually reach them in a consistent way? Because obviously upsets can happen, right? But what's your take
Yep.
on, like as a coach, on how to actually arrive with the same chances as they do when we enter an international competition?
Let's say, I will say like to make it simple because I think it's too much
Yeah,
and it will take me
obviously.
1 hour. It's like if in chess they are seeing 5 moves ahead and you're seeing 3.
Okay.
So they are way better at knowing what is going to happen and why it's so important to now push this wave instead looking for the kill and base and then get that spot and that will lead to have that control and that control is going. So they see like the game like a few steps ahead of you. But when I felt like, for example, in the first international, they were like 10 and we were in 1.
Okay.
Now I
Now
feel
it's
like
fine.
it's like
It's
more
fine.
5-3. You know, like
Okay.
we are getting close, or we at least understand why they do that.
Okay.
So with understanding now is we are able to take seriously the training and this split, and that's why it's going to be intense. Because if we are able to work on that and fix that, I think we have a shot at least to compete versus them. Of course, winning is going to be really fucking hard because they are super good teams. But I think that's the mentality, and for example, that's what I like from Kalist, that he's always talking like he wants to win goals, not just go goals. So I think that's the mentality that everyone should have.
Okay. I know also, like on more personal note, that you've had a baby earlier this year, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
first, congratulations.
Thank you.
I wanted to know how much of a challenge is it to manage a team that is competing for the title always, that is
Mm.
willing to play internationals and travel a lot and etc. And everything as well as taking care of a family and a newborn son.
I mean, it's really hard, and you are missing always something. And also, I didn't rest that much when I come back to home because
Sure.
sleep is not there. But thanks to my wife, that she's amazing. She's taking so much work and raising our child so well that I can also be relaxed that he's in good hands and I can focus here when it's needed, and I will focus on rest and be with them in present when I was there. But yeah, you always miss something. You know, you cannot do everything at the same
Sure.
time. But I hope I can reach my goals and I can be a good father for him.
I hope to. Is there any faker project coming for him? Because like I
No,
imagine.
no, I actually prep him to don't play league at all. You know,
Oh
like
yeah, really?
yeah, I mean, he can do whatever he wants. You
Yeah.
know, because I will support him no matter what. But if I could choose, I don't like this. I think it's too stressful, too much shit. I prep him to be, you know, happy in other place. But you know, any job is perfect. So yeah,
And if he happened to actually play
yeah,
professionally, would you like help him to on that
yes,
path?
of course, yeah, of course. But he needs to be challenged. You know, at 12 years old. If not, he's not playing. Bro, like
Okay, okay.
Uma father. You know.
Okay, okay. Well, thank you very much, Melzhet. Do you
Thank
have
you very much.
any closing words for the fans or anything?
I know that this is disappointed, probably because nobody likes to lose. Anyway, we are thinking in long term, so I hope you still believe on us. We are going to work hard this split, and I hope we show our level for players. That is the final goal.
Thank you very much, Melzhet.
Thank you
Good
very
luck
much.
on what's next. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye bye.